Hey Stitches, it's me Matthew, aka Fairy Godfather. This is my YouTube channel, Fairy Godfather Knits, where I talk about knitting, creativity, and design. This video in specific is my Clue 3 video for the Westknits MKAL, which stands for Mystery Knit Along. This year's was called Geogradient. It has been a very dramatic year. Probably you are familiar with it. The official MKAL is now over. But I have embraced my pace, okay? And my pace is just that I have finished Clue 3 and then I have left it sitting around for a while. So let's talk about Clue 3, and it's going to be a short one today. And yeah, then I can get started on Clue 4. And then one day, I will finish this shawl. So yeah, we're happy to be in process, and let's just get into it. All right, so I'm trying to think about what I want to say about Clue 3. And so I'm just thinking back to, I was watching some other knitting YouTubers talking about Clue 1. I was watching a woman, I forget who exactly it was, which is probably for the best. But she was talking about having made some modifications to Clue 1, as many of us did. And she said that, just like really earnestly said that she now considered the entire shawl to be her own design and not Stephen West's because she had made changes to it. And it was just amazing. Like the confidence and just I don't know, just the completeness with which she said, like, this is now my shawl design because I changed something. You know what I mean? So anyway, I have been changing things. I've decided that instead of just the Geogradient, I'm going to call it the Meogradient and use this graphic. That's my other favorite thing with this, has been like the people who are photoshopping themselves into the astronaut helmet from the original Stephen West promotional thing, like this, like spoiler image, this one that we've all seen. A lot of people have like photoshopped their own face or their own head inside the helmet, which is incredible. But I'm just going in a totally new direction, and I'm just revealing my true form and my true people, the alien overlords who are controlling everything, and they are giving me the instructions for the Mio gradient, which is my own alterations to the pattern. I'm just kidding, guys. So, but like, I guess the main thing I'm saying is that for my Clue 1, I did the entrelac middle. I haven't seen anyone else doing that yet. And I haven't posted it very much. Like, I haven't posted it on Instagram or on any of the Ravelry things, which maybe I should do. Maybe it doesn't matter now that it's too late. And then in the Clue 2, I just like played around with the color order of these stripes and stuff. So similarly with Clue 3, it just was very stripy, okay? And a lot of people are sick of the stripes for good reason. A lot of people are sick of weaving in the ends for good reason. That's why I said in my last video, I ended up carrying mine just along the I-cord edge. So with Clue 3, it just, once it was revealed that it was more stripes, it was going to be more weaving in ends and just more striping. And, you know, someone made the point that, like, a gradient is not necessarily stripes. Like, people were expecting, I think, for the gradient aspect to play out in ways that weren't just stripes. Arguably, the zigzags maybe do that, but I don't know. Anyway. So I decided again to sort of go my own way with it a little bit, just in terms of the colors, like not in terms of the structure at all. And you know, some of us may have had large quantities of our yarn colors lying around cut because they had been knit into something that then had to be unraveled. I'm not going to give any specifics as to why any knitter might have, you know, just tons of pieces of just lying around. Like, why would you have that? I mean, I don't know. But anyway, I decided to incorporate that into my Clue 3. So whatever, I'll just show you at this point. This is what I did, okay? This is what I did. So oh, that was not the one I wanted to show first. This was the one I did first. So on one side, I just went more color blocky with it. So talking about like the undercolor, I went darkest to lightest of my 4 colors. And then I actually meant to do these the other way. I meant for the like chevrons or zigzags to also go darkest to lightest, but then I forgot and I made a mistake. So I just go through my colors from, like A, B, C, A, B, D, A, C, D, A, B, C, D. So that's my one. And then on the other side, I just flipped the order and the underneath color goes darkest or lightest to darkest. Yeah, so that's what I did. This clue took a really long, I'm trying to get them side by side. This clue took a really long time to knit. See? So like similar but different. So you can see my whole thing here. Clue 3 took a really long time to knit. It just was slow going. And hold on. The thing with Clue 3 is that there's a lot of slip stitches. And so I realized, like, I am struggling with words today. Last year in the twists and turns, wait, I'm going to get it. So last year with the twists and turns, Clue 3 was just this pink part, just this bar. So you were knitting this long strip. And then Clue 4 was this stripe part. So you had to do this long strip with these traveling sort of cables, and you would do that on both sides. It wasn't like, it's not that it was insanely difficult to knit or anything, but for me, it just got so tight. It got so tight and the stitches got so tight on the cables that it was like almost impossible. So I had to use straight needles. I don't know why this happens. I don't really hear that other people are having this issue. So it seems to be just me. I think I am an incredibly tight knitter. Like, I think I don't even maybe really understand how much tighter my knitting is than a lot of people's, but maybe, self-perceptions are wrong. Like, maybe it's not that. But anyway, with Clue 3, it was the same thing. I found it so insanely tight because you're slipping. So some of you would notice, like, every time you put in a new color, it would take quite a few rows before all of your stitches were the new color because so many are getting slipped, like from the previous one. So some stitches have been slipped like 3 or 4 times before they eventually get actually knit or purled, Anyway, all I can say is I was having real trouble when I was trying to do it on a cable and like circular needles, like with a cable like this. I mean, this kind of cable. Because the stitches get smaller when they're on there, and then when you're trying to get in them, like I couldn't do it. So I had to switch to straight needles again. I lost an entire row. This is the other thing I'm trying to get to saying it so poorly. Like, a lot of people I watched were just like, oh yeah, I had to tink back a few rows, and oh, I had to tink back a few times. I did too. It was easy to lose count, so it's not that. But like the actual tinking back, I found incredibly difficult because I would lose stitches. Like, the second you got one on, like, they would just suck right back down because they were so stretched from being slipped so many times that they just would be gone. So the couple times I did have to tink back, including once like right at the beginning, you can see I have like some slight puckering. And I even made this, like, this is a bit off. It's because I dropped a stitch and then I was like repairing it and I didn't repair it absolutely correctly, but I'm fine with that. Like, I'm going to leave that little thing in there because it was almost a disaster. I have some slight puckering, which I'm hoping blocking will get rid of. So yeah, a couple times that I lost a row and had to go back, it was just really, really difficult to get the stitch count right and get everything sort of back because normally when you're doing that, you're tinking every stitch, but so to try to figure out which ones were slipped and which ones were knit on each row was incredibly hard. So that happened once on each side, maybe twice on one of the sides. So there was a fair bit of pulling out. Oh yeah, I forgot I wanted to throw in this photo as well. So this is like one of those times that I had to tink back and I found the slip stitches so hard and I couldn't get everything on the needle. So I just I had some DPNs nearby and I just grabbed them. And for some reason, this was what I was able to do. And that actually allowed me to save all of the stitches and actually get things sort of back where they needed to be. But it was a difficult process, as you can see. It was kind of finicky. And I only even knew to do this because I had gone through it once the other time. So I did find, I found tinking, everyone talked about tinking back so casually in Clue 3. And for me, it was a disaster when I had to do it. But I did have to do it and I did manage it a few times. But anyway, yeah. I'm very happy with how it went, and I'm very happy with how this is developing. And I'm excited to move on to Clue 4. Now, the thing with Clue 4 is the yarn amounts. So, personally, this is how much I have of A. This is B. Those are about the same. And then C is a little, you can see it's visibly a little smaller. And D, I think, is my smallest. So I just don't know how many dip rows, how many Clue 4 dip rows. If you haven't seen it, you don't know what I'm talking about. But there's a special stitch technique in Clue 4 that does these really nice, cool looking sort of fanned out floats. And it eats up a lot of yarn. So Stephen recommends that you weigh your yarn and then you can figure out how much a stripe takes and then you know how many stripes you can put in. This is great advice. It's just that I don't have a scale. I tried to use my mom's kitchen scale when I was at her place, but it is the lowest increment was I think 2 kilograms or something. It was for measuring big volumes of potatoes or whatever. It was just not up to this gram by gram sort of measuring scheme. So, and I just don't have one myself. Someone in a previous podcast had said oh, just use your kitchen scale. And I was like, do you think I have a kitchen scale? That is a misread of my lifestyle. And so, yes, well, I know I could just go pick one up. I don't know. Things are sort of tight this month. And I don't know that going to buy a scale is the best use of my resources. But I just don't know how to move forward otherwise because I am truly worried about running out of yarn. The thing is, though, I will say, and this is not, shade on anybody's shawl. All the ones I've seen are beautiful in their own way. But what personally really appeals to me is the people that have done more repeats of the Clue 4. I really like how Clue 4 looks when it's larger. The people that have done just 3 rows or 3 colors, 3 stripes, the smaller ones, like I say, still gorgeous and everybody should make the shawl they want to make. It's just not appealing to me as much. I saw one where somebody had repeated all 4 colors 3 times, 3 full repeats. So it's huge, but it looked incredible. So I really want to do as many repeats as possible with my Clue 4. I want to make the shawl fairly large. And so I'm even considering, hold please, I'm even considering adding in a 5th color, which is this. So it would kind of continue the gradient. So I'm considering that. But if I do that, I want to do it intentionally, and I would want to I don't know, go I would want to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or do I just go I don't know. Do I put this in every other row? Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know how to order it, and I don't know what I'm going to do. And yeah, so that's been one of the things. I forgot to ask, what do you think about me adding in a fifth color? Do you think it fits? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to get your advice before I decide. Yeah, should I add a fifth color or no? You have to pick up a ton of stitches. So for those of you who don't know, for whatever reason, the final clue, you pick up stitches basically from one tip all the way around. I'm trying to think. I can't remember now if it's the straight edge of the triangle or the sloped edge of the triangle. I think it's the sloped edge. So I think it's actually all down here, past these stripes and this tip, and then the sloped edge of the other triangle. So you're covering that entire span. Now every way I hold it seems wrong. I think you're not doing this top edge. You're doing this bottom edge. Anyway, you're doing like a huge amount of picking up stitches. And so that has just been like an impediment to picking it up because I know that's going to be like a long process. Once they are on, I've heard that the actual knitting of Clue 4 is very smooth and soothing and goes very fast. So I am looking forward to it. I just don't know how to figure out the stripes or whatever. And like I might have to buy a scale, I guess, is the point that I'm finding. But then that adds another thing, like going out to buy the scale just keeps getting pushed off. Picking up the stitches just keeps getting pushed off. So I need some motivation to do my Clue 4. And then my other thing was always being like, but you haven't recorded your Clue 3 yet, so you can't start Clue 4. So anyway, part of doing this video today is to make sure that I keep going because I am definitely going to finish it. And like I say, I want to do a nice thick Clue 4 and I want to add fringe and I'm going to do all of that, but I'm just doing it in my own time. So anyway, that's all I'm going to say about this today. I will go back to doing my regular Fairy Godfather Knitcast episodes. I will do a separate video just for Clue 4, and I guess my final reveal of this shawl will be in this playlist. I will keep doing these MKAL specific videos. But I will go back to doing my regular videos as well. I have some weird ideas in the works. I just want to get weirder and kookier and just be more myself because who else can I be? And there's so much knitting content out there now that instead of trying to be any particular way, I'm just going to keep being me. And thank you so much for being one of the ones who enjoys my content and watches to the end of my videos. Please like and subscribe. Please share with your friends. And please enjoy your knitting and take care of yourself because it's crazy times out there. And we all just need a little crafting and a little joy. So thank you so much. Happy knitting and catch you next time. Bye.